Morning, South Florida. Today is Tuesday, August 6th. I am Eric Yutzi.
And I'm Alex Finney. Thank you so much for joining us. Listen, we do definitely have a lot that we need to get to this morning, but first let's start you up right here. We're tracking Debby. The system now weakened to a tropical storm after making landfall as a Category 1 hurricane Monday morning. The storm still packing powerful winds and heavy rain as it crawls slowly up the East Coast.
You can see neighbors near the Tallahassee area banding together to help rescue those stuck in the storm. Water's rising to the doorsteps. At least 4 deaths have been attributed to this storm. You're looking at live pictures right now from Charleston, South Carolina. That is where Tropical Storm Debby is forecast to dump between 15 and 20 inches of rain on the city. President Biden has been briefed. FEMA deploying staff in Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas.
Our certified meteorologist, Peta Sherwood, is tracking it all and brings us the very latest this morning. Peta.
The latest advisory coming in from the National Hurricane Center showing that Debby is moving so slow at 7 miles per hour. Right now, the center of circulation is over Georgia, but look at those rain bands extending from North Carolina to South Carolina, and we're even seeing some of that here at home in Florida. The latest track taking this towards the north after meandering for several days over the Carolinas and dumping a lot of rain. We're talking about 10 to even 20 inches of rainfall in some spots across the Carolinas. Isolated higher totals up to 30 cannot be ruled out. I do want to take you to the radar where we are getting some of the outer bands from Debby to move across the Keys right now. As we zoom in a little bit closer, you can see there Key Largo getting some rain at this hour, and we're going to continue to plan for some of those on and off periods of rain as we head throughout the day, and some of them could bring some heavy rain at times. We are going to get temperatures to be hot for today. A heat advisory in effect for the Keys. Feels like temperatures getting up to 110 degrees. We're seeing 83 degrees right now in Miami, and for this afternoon, we're going to top at 93 with the feels like of 105.
Okay, Peter, thank you. We continue to track Tropical Storm Debby making its way up the southeastern coast. Now the storm taking aim at Georgia and the Carolinas. It is already a deadly storm and now could make history by dumping more than 2 feet of rain. A days-long weather threat is unfolding right now for millions of people in the southeast. What's left of Hurricane Debby is dumping historic amounts of rain. Up to 30 inches are possible in some areas. The storm is expected to crawl across South Georgia and then stall off of South Carolina. Charleston could receive more than 20 inches of rain.
It may be that this is the most water we've seen for a long time. Maybe. We don't know. So stay alert, stay tuned, and stay safe.
South of Charleston, a reported tornado overnight damaging property in Edisto Beach. In Georgia, the mayor of Savannah issuing a curfew, warning the rain could mean, quote, obliteration for parts of the city.
This type of rain hovering over us, coming with the intensity that they tell us that it's coming, it's going to catch a whole lot of people by surprise.
Debby made landfall along the Gulf Coast of Florida as a Category 1 hurricane, leaving streets underwater and homes without power. More than a foot of rain fell in the Sarasota area. Authorities rescuing hundreds of people from flooded neighborhoods.
You can see members of the Florida National Guard in high water rescue vehicles going into neighborhoods like this that are flooded to rescue homeowners.
Debby is blamed for at least 4 deaths in Florida, including the driver of this truck near Tampa. Police say he lost control of his tractor trailer, the truck's cab, then plunging into the water below. One boater is telling his survival story.
It's a washing machine, basically, is what it is in the Gulf.
Nathan Thomas and his friend were rescued off Florida's Gulf Coast in 20-foot waves. He says the storm came quicker than expected, and they lost the sail on their sailboat.
I knew that if the Coast Guard didn't get us, we probably had less than a 50% chance of surviving.
Once the storm moves over the southeast, it's expected to stay over land and impact the northeast later on this week.
Well, South Florida